Hello lovelies, and what a beautiful day it is to be scrapbooking or doing whatever it is that you're doing today. Welcome to my daily creativity number 2. Now if you missed number 1, it's okay. Have a look around on my Facebook page or my YouTube channel for more daily creativity videos. Each day during the month of May, I'm going live to share various creative techniques celebrating National Scrapbooking Day, International Scrapbooking Day month, whatever it is. But fear not, you custardly, cowardly, crazy card makers, as most of these videos, there'll be something in there for yous as well. Now, if you miss a live, all's well that ends well, and if it doesn't end well, I might delete it. But otherwise, the video will be posted on my Facebook page, and I will also transfer it over to, yes, Simone, my cowardly card makers, over to my YouTube channel. So be sure to like and follow my page, like this video, give me a like, and subscribe to my channel to be notified when there's new content. But enough of the preamble, let's get on with the show. My name is Charlotte Burns, and today I'm sharing planning pages, and there's something for card makers as well. So yesterday, what I did was I actually created these. Now, this is just a blank piece of paper, but what I did was, and my voice is going to drop now because I'm moving down. I'm just going to take that photo away. I took a bunch of photos like this. So maybe you've got some photos that are, sitting in a container somewhere and you just want to get them scrapbooked. Well, I found a way, this worked for me, it might work for you, and I hope that it does. I found a way to get them at least planned. So that's what today I'm doing, planning pages. So I grouped together some of the photos that go together. So there was this one, and this one, and they might look odd to you. That's because I'm odd. There was also this one, but this has got someone's face. So I'm not actually going to use those photos. I'm going to pick the next lot. So then I have a look at these. So there's these, obviously they go together. And that one, I know that goes with it. There's these ones. So they're all beachy, and then there's these ones, they're all camping, and then we go to some new photos. So I've got all of these photos that are of all the same thing, event, whatever. And what I do is I simply grab some white daisy cardstock, which I have a couple of sheets here. Now I tend to start with white daisy cardstock just because it's the cheapest option. You can use whatever you've got. You can use whatever you've got. But I start with white daisy and then I go from there. So I'm just going to lay that out side by side because I'm going to do a double page spread. Most of my scrapbooking is done on double pages. You will also see that some of it I do single page spreads, but predominantly I do double page spreads. All right. So then what I do is I grab my photos and I put them in some sort of order. So I might put these two down here, or I might say, no, they look different. So these two pages are going together. I might be able to do it like that. And then having a look at these ones, let's see, I might go, I'm just going to mute that. So then I've got some sandy ones and I've got some camping ones. So then I might go like this, like this, like this, and like this. And it just gives me an idea of the photos that I've got and how much room I've got. And so you can see here, that one can go under there, and then that one can go there. And I just kind of get an idea of the layout. So from here, and I won't show you exactly what I would do with these, but I'm liking this type of thing. I might move them up there. They might sit there for a little while. But what I do is with all of my photos, I might decide that, well, actually, you know what? I've got 1, 2, 3 landscape, and you'll see this in a minute. These might be able to go into the middle of the page just to free up some of the other space. So I'm just going to put these back in some sort of order. So when I'm looking through my photos, I know what I'm doing again. Put them back on my pile of photos. And as I mentioned, sometimes I do single page spreads. Sometimes I have multiple photos on a page, and other times I might only have one. So for instance, this photo here, I only have one photo. So because I've only got one photo, what I'll do is I will actually stick that to the page unless I get an idea of exactly what I want to do with that particular photo. Now, what I'm using here is I'm using the Close to My Heart adhesive. It is a tacky adhesive that is non-permanent. And I'll put that down, and when I want to remove it, it's really easy to lift it off and it won't actually mark the page. That's just left a little bit of sticky that I can rub off, and it comes off really nicely and leaves the page fine. Now that's left sticky. Okay, so I know that I want that on that page somewhere. So I had two photos, and I'll show you these. I had two photos that actually go this way. Two photos, which was this one and this one. And I came to a stop last night. One, because we were going to watch a video, and we did, and it was lots of fun. And the other reason was because this photo here has something printed on the back. So my beautiful auntie has actually printed all of the, I keep turning the volume on, all of the information about this photo on the back. And I'm trying to work out in my mind how I'm going to put this information onto the page. Do I take a photo of it? Do I scan it? Do I just try and write it out? Not sure, haven't decided yet. So that page is going to take me a little bit longer because I'm not sure what I'm doing with the information on the back of that photo. But again, I can take my adhesive and I'm just putting a tiny bit just to tack it into place, like so. And I know that those two photos go together, and they're the only photos that are going on the page. I don't want them both on one page because I want a double page spread, because nothing else goes with those photos. So then I will show you. This is another one. I'm actually going to move this over so that I can just do it a bit easier. Now on the back of the photos, sometimes I put these little sticky notes. So I've just stuck them onto the page. So this was another double page layout that I had. Sorry, another bunch of photos that I had, and I played around with the layout. I was happy with the layout, so what I've done, again, I've just tacked them down. Now you can see I've moved away from the white cardstock, and I've actually gone to a slightly grey cardstock. I can't remember. I think this is potentially a retired cardstock. So I'm really grateful now that I've kept some of the retired colours. Because they're matching in with some of the other bits and pieces. Retired cardstock and retired pattern paper as well. It's been really good. So with this one, I was at a point where I'd put together a few pages, and I just thought, I knew I had 5 photos, and I looked up a layout. I looked up how do you put 3 photos on a page? And I went through about 3 different designs and came up with this one. And then also did a bit of a sketch as to how it works, because I wasn't sure. I'm not creative, okay? So I go on Pinterest and I have a look at all different layouts and stuff. And this is sketch 125 from wherever I found it. It's pinned on my Pinterest thing. So when I come back to these pages, I'll be able to really quickly put this one together. I just need some paper that goes sort of through here like that, and put that one together. So there we go. That is another one. So that one, as I said, I did on a different grey. Can't remember. Simone says, what did I watch? We watched Doctor Strange because we are booked in Mother's Day. We're going to watch Doctor Strange, the new movie. Don't ask me what it's called. All right, so another page where I've got a single photo and 2 photos. Again, these photos were separate. Now that's what, okay. So these photos were together but separate. These 2 photos went together, but I didn't want to put them on 2 pages because I had this one that then didn't fit in with the rest of the flow of my photos. So what I've done is, because this is on a different day to this one, and the only reason I knew that was because, well, apart from the colours, the back of the photos, so I'll pull this one off and show you. The back of the photos. So this one's got a date printed on it. That's how old they are. And this one had nothing. This was printed on Fujifilm, and this one was on Agfa. I'll just stick that back down. I wanted them on different colors as well as different pages. So that's why I've done that. Now, that may change. I just thought, yep, it'll do something like that. And again, I've got one photo. I'll have a look at some different page layouts as to what I can do with this particular photo. If I think of a title and that sort of thing, then that will determine what I do with that page. So there's that one. Now I moved to black with this one, and you can see, hopefully you can see why, because the photos were so dark. I wanted that darkness to blend into the background. So I did black on this one, and you'll also notice that I've trimmed the photos. So these ones I just trimmed shorter, and these two are trimmed shorter as well. And again, I've worked out a layout, how I'm happy with it, and then I just have to work out the background. How am I decorating the background? Which will be for another day. But at least now I've got some sort of semblance of kind of a photo album, and I really enjoyed it. So again, I've actually trimmed these short, and I've also trimmed them narrow as well. These were 4-inch photos, and I've trimmed them down because if you put 3 4-inch photos, obviously you're going to fill that whole slot. And I use the Fiskars, my choppy or photo trimmer to do that, just because it gives you a nice clean cut on the photo, but it also can trim the finest amount off your photos. So again, a really important memory that probably I should forget, but anyway, major car accident that I had. And I've still got a lot of thinking to do about this accident, to put it into a story, to write about that. I wanted lots of journaling room for that, so I've done that. And that was on Harbour as well, just to bring out the white colours of that. Plus I've been doing all of these photos. So again, more photos. I've got a date on there, and there were just photos in order, which was really nice for me. Some golfing, some rock climbing. I had a date on them, and I also knew roughly what was going on at that time as well. So I'll be putting a little bit of journaling on there. Now this one I came across, I had 4 photos from memory. Yep, 4 photos. So I looked up a layout for 4 photos, and I came across this. And rather than just doing the photos and chopping, because this photo actually did chop in half, doing the photos and then chopping that one in half and not going any further, I decided to do the entire layout. Now this isn't the entire layout. The other part to this layout was that it had a strip of colour across the top and across the bottom. And I had a look through heaps of different papers before I even chose this colour, in fact, and wanted something that highlighted this yellow. Couldn't really find anything. The only thing that I could find, and this is my tip for card makers, the only thing I could find is this, which is from the last catalogue, and I can't remember what it's called. So it's got the pink presents on the background. Obviously that's not going to go. And then this in the foreground. Let me know if you know what this paper range is called, because it's completely slipped my mind. Now the problem with this one was that it really didn't go with that. The pink just, to me, I wasn't happy with the pink. So the first thing I did was along this bottom, I actually got an alcohol marker and I coloured them in with a brown. And I put that down there just to see what I thought of it with brown, and I didn't like it. So then I got liquid pearls, and I did with white liquid pearls. And as soon as I'd done them, I knew that I didn't like that either. Then I thought what I'd love is if we had some yellow, bright yellow liquid pearls, which I don't. But what I did have was sage. I had sage liquid pearls. So card makers, if you have a piece of paper and there's a colour on there you don't like, you can always grab, so for instance with this, liquid pearls, and check out what I did. So I've turned it from this into that. No pink to be seen. And look how awesome this now looks. So all I've done is I have stuck down, these are stuck down fully because I knew that's exactly where I wanted them. And then these are just tacked so I can slide these underneath. I will be gluing these down later today. And there is actually a way that I wanted to put this down. So me looking at this, there's green along here, and that's what I want along my green paper. So I'm just going to lift that up and slide it under. Lift that up and slide that under there. All right. Now the other thing that I did, apart from the sage liquid dots, liquid pearls, on the yellow, I used my liquid glass. So we have liquid glass, and I just touched all of the yellow dots. It was a labor of love. Okay. I will say that it was a labor of love. Touched all the yellow dots just to give them a little bit of a highlight as well. So these are all going to slide in here, and I'm so happy now with how that looks. I still need a title, which I don't actually know which waterfalls these are, but I was thinking I'm just going to do waterfalls, and that will be fine for that title. I have a date, which is great, and those pages will be finished. So I'm really happy with that. The only thing I'm not sure about is how I'm going to embellish this. So yeah, not sure about embellishments. I want some sort of something spriggy. All right, continuing along. Here's another page layout with a difference. So I had these photos here, plus I had some photos of a spider's web. I used to, when I was younger, and I still do, go out and take photos of the most obscure things like spider's webs. Now the spider's webs, 4 extra photos, did not fit on this, and it wasn't something that I could really trim down. So these, you can't trim them down. None of these I could trim down, so I put them all the way across the bottom. So what I decided to do was, and that's what I might end up doing with the other pages, is use these. So these are just extra pocket pages that you can put in there. Now when they're sitting in the album, they will actually sit like this. So it will sit like that. And then when it flips over, it will sit like that. I'm considering, depending on how this actually sits in the album, it might sit attached to those two. I'm considering cutting that off. It is something that you can do if you don't need this extra. Or if I can find something that goes with these pages, I might put a pocket card in there. I'm not sure yet. So not sure on this one. But there's another page, double page that I did. And then this one. Now, this particular page here, again, it's a double page layout. I had some photos and I'd taken like a panoramic. So this photo here and this photo here was a panoramic, but they didn't really meet. And you might be able to tell the sand in this photo and the sand in that photo is different. All I've done is I've cut them into 1-inch strips. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I've joined them. And you can't really tell unless I point it out that they don't join. This is the 6th. So that is actually one photo. That's the 6th strip. And then I did have another photo looking at the beach and it looked like it was around the same time. So I thought I'd cut that one up and strip that one along as well. So there's another double page spread of a similar time frame. These were the photos that I showed on another video that I wasn't sure if all of these were taken at the same time, but I've decided I'm going to just whack them all together anyway and see how I go. So there's another way of doing it. And then I have these photos here. Again, not sure when these were taken, but you know what? They're all of Darren, so they can all go on that page. And then I know that those 2 photos were obviously taken on the same day. And I also had a memory of this, so I thought I'd quickly write it down. It's just on a sticky note. This was stuck to the back, which was really good. And so that's just on a sticky note to help me remember what happened on that particular trip. So they are my samples of how you can do planning for pages. So you can see I've got all of these pages. And the next step would be to figure out how I'm going to decorate these pages, if I'm putting embellishments on them or if I'm just going to put strips on them, what exactly I'm doing with them all. I know you all really want to see Darren. Or I'm going to keep going and do some more page planning like this. So that is one way of doing your photos. There's so much more to scrapbooking. I hope you've got some tips out of that, some inspiration. Thank you so much, Bev, for commenting. You like the pages. Thank you. This is trying to make scrapbooking easy when I've got lots and lots of photos that I just want to get on pages. Now, these are not finished, okay? I still will be putting pattern paper on here. And in fact, I've even gone online because there's a pattern paper that I'd like to use and I've only got one sheet. We've still got it in stock. So I've jumped online and I've ordered another pack because I only need 2 sheets. For card makers, remember, you can change the colors on your paper. And I'll be showing later on this month another way of changing colors with either this month or next month, with a paper suite that I don't particularly like the color of, but the patterns are kind of fun. So I'm going to be showing you how to do that. All right. Hope you've enjoyed this. Remember to like this video, give me a thumbs up, and I'm looking forward to seeing you in the next video. As always, stay safe, keep crafting, and bye for now.